Welcome everyone, it's Neil here from 3D Tutor, back today with another great geometry node, and this time we're focused on lightning or electrified objects. Now I know that dealing with lighting is actually pretty difficult, but we've made it really simple. Now before getting started, if you like this sort of thing, give us a like, subscribe, so that you'll know every time we release a geometry node or a course or a modular pack. And all these things really make life easy, whether you're new to Blender or a Blender Jedi, doesn't really matter. It's going to speed up your whole process. Now with all that said, if you want to get all of these for free, along with all of our courses, all of our modular packs, then join our Patreon and the link is down below. So check that out. Even if you don't want to join it, just think about following us over there for all the latest news from 3D Tutor. Now what we're going to do from now on, and what we've actually done, is backdated all of our geometry nodes so they're all up to date, and we've added a free version to them all, which is kind of a showcase. So before getting started in this one, I will show you the showcase that you can have a look at and see then if you actually want to purchase the geometry node. So here is the file that you will get for free. There are just some simple parameters on this. So if I click on my monkey, you can see that we've actually got these parameters on here. And don't worry, if you do get the complete version, then you can be sure that there are a ton more parameters to play around with. So we can see here that in the free version, you can actually play around with the density. You can change the range or the bend. You can change the bend randomness. And you can even change the radius of the actual lightning. You can also change the color. Now what I'm going to do now I've showed you that is I'm going to hop on back over to the full geometry node, and over there I'm going to show you exactly how to use this. So stay till the end, as I will show you all of the different types of lightning you can do. This includes everything from clouds, as you can see here, to power balls, to animating your lighting. I'll just press spacebar actually, and then you'll have a better view. So you can see that we can actually have single lines like so. You can see that we can do pylons around cables like so. You can see that we can create clouds. You can see that we've got a monkey here where it actually goes around it, a power ball here, and you can also see that we can animate this lightning to make it move wherever we want. So extremely useful, and more importantly, very easy to use. So let's get started and let me show you how to use these. So first of all, there are two geometry nodes in the pack. So the first one we'll look at is the curve geometry node. That one is the most simple. You can basically put this on any curve, whether it's going to be a curve like this. So you can see here, I've actually got a curve. You can also see that this is also a curve. So all this part down here is actually a curve, as you can see, and the lightning will follow along. So let me quickly show you then how to set that up. So what I'm going to do is drop back into object mode. I'm going to shift right click to bring in my actual cursor. Then I'm going to press shift A and bring in a curve. I'm just going to start with a basic path for now. So you can see here is our path. And let's now add in our geometry node. So geometry node, come on down, and the one you want is lightning curve. You can pick either of these. It's just that there's two actual curves, one on here and one on there. That's all that is. So just pick the first one, lightning curve, and hey presto, there you go. It's as simple as that to actually bring in a curve. From there, then what I can do is I can actually grab this, I can press spacebar, and there's the lightning actually working. Now, what else can we do with this then? Well, we can come in and first of all, we can actually extrude it out so it actually follows the curve like so, which is really handy. Then you'll see you can press spacebar. You can actually do this even in real time. It's so lightweight, this thing. So you can actually pull it out on the go like so and really start to stretch that out. I can also in real time as well change the parameters. So if I want to, I can come in, change it to red or any color that I see fit. I can double tap the A then, and there we go. That is what we've got. We can also come in and hide the base curve. So we can see that's what we've got now. And better than that, we can also change the radius. So we can change up the radius. We can also come in then and change the counts. So how much lightning there is. So we've got 2, 3, 4. I can imagine something like Ghostbusters. If you're creating, I've got what they're called, but those guns, they would be really good for something like this. We can also then change the resolution. So let's just pause that. Let's turn this back down so we can give you a better view of what we're doing with the curve one. And the first thing we have is a load of noise here that we can change. So this then will alter the way that the lightning is distributed. So you can see now it's a lot smaller, as you can see. Now we've put two of those on there just to give you added depth to how you want your lightning. You can, of course, make it very straight as well. You can as well come in and just stop the wriggle as well. You just click on this button. Simple as that. And we can obviously come in and speed up how fast the lightning is, as you can see. So if you put this on, let's say 0.2, for instance, you will see now it's much, much slower. So we've really tried to think of everything that you could possibly imagine when you're creating your own lightning. Now, the thing is, there's lots more options on here, but these really need putting in something like one of these that I've actually created here. So with the curve, I just want to show you one more thing than what we can actually do. So if I come into my curve, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press the tab button. I'm going to press A, delete all of those vertices then. So I'm still in edit mode, as you can see here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the top, come down to where my actual draw button is. And then what I'm going to do is draw in my actual lightning. So you can see here, let's draw it in. Let's draw the D then. So 3D, like so. And let's put Tudor on there. Like so, like so. And you can see that you can now draw in lightning simply like this. As easy as that to draw in your lightning. And of course, we need to play around with those a bit. But you can see now that we can have this all electrified into 3D Tudor. And the other great thing about this actually is we can actually bring this really close. So really close to the actual resolution. Now, for those of you wondering how we turn this into really, really beautiful text, we can just simply come down, set both of these to 0, set these to 0, and then just turn up the resolution on this one. And there we go. Now, to make it wobble, of course, you are going to need a little bit of power on there. So let's turn this up very, very slightly. Press the space bar. Let's move this one up a little bit more. Let's move this one up. And there we go. Now you can see animated text done in maybe a minute or something like that. All right, enough of that one then. Let's actually move on to our next thing. So the next thing I want to show you is one of these, like the ball lightning. I'll show you exactly how this works. So here we go. We've got, if I just take away this object, let's put it on object mode. You can see in there, we've got an actual ball. So you can see this little ball in there, and it's actually going out towards the globe that was actually on here. Now, the way that we've set this up is, so I'll quickly show you. If I press Shift A, and all I'll do is I'll bring in a, let's bring in a UV sphere. We'll move it over here so I can actually see what we're doing. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, like so. And then all I'm going to do is press Shift D and duplicate it and create another one. Now, it's very, very important that we have these in separate groups because that is how the lightning works. So let's first of all, I'll grab them both and we'll shade smooth by angle. And then what I'll do is I'll grab this one. I'll put it in a separate group. So if I press M, new collection, and we'll call this emitter, like so. And then we'll grab this one and we'll press M, new collection, and we'll call this receiver. Like so. And then what we'll do is we'll come in and with the emitter, we'll add in our geometry node. So let's come down and we've got lightning emitter. And then all we need to do is we need to tell it where it's actually going to be emitting to. So if I come over and come to target, all I want to do is come down and put on receiver. And there you go. Now let's put it back then onto our actual lighting. So in Eevee, this is in real time, as you can see. Now that is how that actual globe works. So as you can see over here, this globe basically works by the emitter being in the center and the receiver being this on the outside. The same as this lightning here as well. There is a emitter and then you've got a place for the receiver. Now if you want to hide your receiver or your emitter for that matter, you can just come in, change the material, and I've just put in there something for you which is transparent. Click that on, double tap the A, and there you go. You can have it going wherever you want. Now, the best thing is I can still grab this, and as I move it around, you will see that this moves around up to a certain point. Now, the reason why it only moves up to a certain point is because you can come in and track the actual distance, so we can change the distance. What's more is, as well, we've also put in something that actually visualizes the distance. So you can see here now that my little ball is over here. It's outside of this. The moment I bring this out, you will see, there we go. There it is. It's actually tracking there. Now, the best thing about this as well is, not only that, we can also obviously change all of these that I've already showed you, but you can come down and what you can do as well is, there are two things that you can do. First of all, you'll see that we've got target lightning on. We've also got surface lightning on. So what we can actually do is now we can come over and disable target lightning and enable surface lightning. Then what we can do is we can turn the actual density of this up, turn up the bend, and there you go. You've actually got a ball with actual electric going around it. And again, we can change the bend randomness, we can actually change the randomness, and we can change the color. So we can also actually put it onto an object so that lightning is just kind of going around that actual object. And of course, you can also add in another geometry node. So if I add in another geometry node, and let's bring in the same one. So we'll come on down and we'll bring in lighting emitter. Now our receiver wants to be what we had it on before, which is the receiver there. Now, of course, it's not touching yet. And the reason is because we know that it needs actually stretching out. And there we go. So we've got both of these actually on now at the same time, as you can see. Now, the other thing we can do is, so it gets even better than that. What I can also do is I can press Shift D. And what I'll do is I'll bring it over here like so. And then what I'll do is now I'll add in another geometry node to this. So I'm going to add in another geometry node. I'm going to hide actually my visualize max distance. So you can see on here, I'm just going to hide the visualize max distance. I'm going to put this one up, put this one up. Now what I'm going to do is with this receiver here, I'm just going to make a new collection, put it in receiver 2. So receiver 2, like so, click OK. And now you'll see that disappears. Let's come back then to the original, add in a geometry node, and we'll add in the same one, lightning emitter. And this time we want it to be on receiver 2. So if I put this down to receiver 2, and there is the electric going over there. Now what we want to do, instead of having it animated where this is going out to this point here, we actually want to enable striking. So we want to enable the strike. We also want to make sure that it's long, like so. And now you'll see that every once in a while, that lightning is going to jump across there, like lightning striking the ground. So we've also enabled it as well, so you can have intervals on maximum and minimum and the speed, of course. So let's first of all change the speed. Let's put it on 5. Let's also change the minimum intervals to 1 and the maximum intervals to 10. Let's try that. And there we go. Now you can see we've got all of those strikes. What we're also able to do as well is change the density, of course. So if I come up, I can also change the density like so. And there you go. Now you've just got continuous strikes, just striking the ground. If you want to pull it back as well, of course you can. So let's pull it back a little bit like so. Let's change up those intervals as well. So if I come on down and change my minimum intervals up, you'll see now that it's less often like so. So we've tried to think of pretty much, if I double tap the A, everything we possibly can to make every eventuality that you might want to use lightning from, whether it be from text, whether it be to lightning striking the ground, whether it be lightning following a curve, or whether it just be an object where the lightning's actually surrounding it. I don't think there's any geometry node out there like this one. I think it's the best out there for this sort of thing. The other thing is as well that we can also animate our lighting. So you can see here, this one is actually animated. And the way we'll do that is quite simply, if I make another sphere, so if I press Shift A, bring in another sphere. So let's bring in a sphere, so a UV sphere. I'll bring this over then, like so. I'll make it a little bit smaller. And then what I'm going to do now, if I come to my collection, so you can see my collections here, and I've got this here. If I put this instead into receiver, like so, and then I grab my little ball, let's shade it smooth so we can see what we're doing. Let's add in a modifier geometry node, and we'll bring in a lighting emitter again. And then what I want to do for the receiver, I'm just going to go down and click on the receiver. So this one here, and there we go. Now you can see it's actually receiving onto this floor. Now what I can do from there is, of course, I can move it over and make it walk wherever I want, or I can make it smaller, but you can see now how we animate it. So for instance, if I press I here, this will give us a key here. And if I then put it over here and press I again, in fact, let's put it on to 70, like so. And let's press G and move it over here, like so, and press I. And there we go. Now, if I come back, you will see, if I double tap the A, that this now is actually animated. And you can see just how easily that actually is. So that is, I think, one of the best nodes in the industry as far as lightning goes. And what I've also done is as well, at the moment, you can see that these are using Eevee. So you can see at the moment, this is in Eevee. Now you can actually switch these over to cycles. So what I've done here is I've gave you two materials. One of the materials, as you can see, is Lightning Eevee, and the second material is Cycles Lightning. So if I come in now, let's say to my monkey here, let's come to our monkey. You can see if you go over to your lightning emitter. You can see the material here. It says Lightning EV. Let's click that off and let's put it on Cycles Lightning like so. And I'm just wondering. Yeah, this was on the surface. So you can see this is the target. So let's click that off. There we go. That's better. Double tap there. Now you can see there's no lightning on there. Let's put it on Cycles Lightning. And there we go. We've got it in Cycles Lightning. Now, the other thing is, of course, when you're rendering this out, it's not going to have any glare in it, but we've also thought of that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press Shift A. I'm going to bring in a camera. So let's bring the camera. Let's press Control Alt and 0 and pull camera in place. And then what I'm going to do now is just go to render, and we're going to render the image. And you'll see now, once it's loaded, there you go. You've got your actual emission on there. And the way we've done that, by the way, if you're coming over to your compositor, I've set it up here. So what you can actually do is really drop that lightning back if you want to, or you can turn it up like so. So that's also been all set up for you as well. Now I'm going to drop a link for this down below for this actual pack of geometry nodes. It will be on sale. So it will be on sale at the moment. So check out our Gumroad or Blender Market. If you download the showcase, so the showcase example, you will see within there will be an actual discount on the geometry node. Whether that's if you're buying a single or whether if you're buying the commercial, you will be able to get a discount by doing that way. We don't know how long we'll keep that actual discount there. So if you want this node and you think you'll use it in the future, then make sure to grab it while it's on sale. All right, everyone. So what I'm going to do now, for those of you interested, I'm going to play a quick video on our actual Patreon, so you can see what other stuff we do. You can see why we're one of the best patrons in the industry. You can see that you're not just giving us money and you're getting nothing back. You're getting actually tons and tons and tons of stuff to help you on your journey in Blender, or again, if you are a Blender Jedi, to speed up the whole process. All right, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed that one. I'll see you on the next one. Happy modeling, everyone. Cheers.
Hey everyone, do you want to have access to hundreds of Blender products every single month? Then check out our brand new Patreon, which is probably the best in the industry, especially for beginners to Blender. Best of all, we now have 4 Patreon levels, pretty much for any budget. Or if you just want to follow us over there for the latest news on 3D Tudor, then that's also fine. So let's now take a look at these ranks and stay till the end to find out what we really have to offer. So rank 1 is all about just supporting us at €5 per month, and this is just to say a big thanks for everything that we do here. Rank 2 at €10 per month comes with a free course every single month, and if you've seen the scenes that we've been creating here on YouTube, where you can get your hands on any of these for absolutely free, and you will get your name featured at the end credits of all of our YouTube videos. Moving on and stepping it up to rank 3 at €19.50 per month, you get pretty much the same as you did in rank 2, but this time we also give you 2 geometry nodes per month absolutely free. And moving on to the big one, which is rank 4, the top tier that we have at €48.50 per month, and you pretty much get the whole shebang. 2 free courses per month, any of our geometry nodes, any of our model packs, any of our YouTube scenes, but best of all, you also get the complete asset manager file, complete with our entire library of compositors, materials, and assets, and this will just keep growing. So whatever your budget, there's never been a better time to support us here at 3D Tudor, and I think we provide one of the best patrons in the industry. So head on over, check out our Patreon, follow us over there for the latest news, and if you can, we'd be very grateful for any support, large or small.